everyone. Welcome to Good Follow, presented by DraftKings. I'm Ros Logan. That's my girl, Logan Hackett. Logan, how you doing, boo?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Girl, I am in Martha's Vineyard with my little sister, and we're on a sister's trip.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It sounds kind of like the trips that you take with your mom, except not international, but we're really out here. We have a little cottage, and we went grocery shopping. We're planning on cooking. We're painting. We're going bike riding. We're going to do yoga and meditation in the garden. It's that kind of eat, pray, love sister's trip.
God. I'm going to text my sister and tell her she sucks. I want to do that.
That is not what that's supposed to inspire. She's big sis, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs to be planning that stuff.
Yeah, no. You know what? Maybe as little sis, you could surprise her. Maybe she's working so hard and doing so much in the real world that you as younger sis, you see that and you want to give her a softer day or weekend somewhere.
Yeah.
Logan's
not my vibe.
Logan's like, no, excuse me, I'm the baby. Thank you.
Yeah.
But we have an interesting show today, Logan.
We do.
We do. Hello, Good Follow fans. This is our first ever conspiracy episode. We kind of have, and I don't know if I'm going stir crazy because I'm just in a quiet area, it's very low key. All I have to do is just check out conspiracies and investigate on the web different, ideas and things. But that's what today's show is revolving around, different investigations, theories, conspiracies around some of the hottest, biggest topics in the WNBA right now. Let me take you through our menu for today's show. So the green dildo throwing, the saga continues. And what we're investigating today is the dildo throwing being fueled by cryptocurrency and meme coins. We investigate, we explore. Okay, the Connecticut Sun, they're being sold, but to where? And now there's so many different theories and accusations and rumors being thrown around, leaked in different articles. Oh yes, we are going to investigate that too.
And y'all, don't forget you can catch new episodes twice a week, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday. And as always, thank y'all for all the love on our episodes and on our socials. But I cannot wait for this episode, Roz. And I know you are ready to get into it.
Yes, definitely. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Well, I heard that you went down an insane rabbit hole. I personally don't understand it, but I really want you to enlighten us on it. So take us through your whole green dildo conspiracy.
Yeah, so it's not mine. This is something that's been brought up by the WNBA community that's been trying to figure out where are these, green dildos coming from, because it's now happened multiple times, and it's not funny. It's not funny anymore, and it's actually really kind of creepy and dangerous and awful. So first, I have gone down a rabbit hole. Let me start off by saying, allegedly. First and foremost, allegedly. Then also, I'm not an expert. This is not advice, but I did, take a number of notes to present here and just check out the green dildo thing. This is not a small topic anymore. It's permeated the national discussion. Huge publications are now covering it. It's so sensational. It's not surprising that they are. You're talking Front Office Sports. You're talking Cosmopolitan. Huge platforms. And obviously this whole thing has gone viral on social media. So for me, in our last episode, I expressed just how disappointing and awful I think the whole thing is. In this episode, I'm just exploring the latest theories around the green dildo throwing, and that this is the work of a crypto meme coin group. And I've heard from real WNBA fans, them discussing on Twitter or Threads or across platforms, one, feeling angry, feeling annoyed and certainly feeling confused. Like, I've heard real WNBA fans saying like something's going on here. It has to do with meme coins or cryptocurrency, but they don't really understand like how this is possible. So what I did some research, and what I have found from what I've been looking at, there is actually some merit there, that like there is a cryptocurrency, a group, I won't call them a community, that is trading a meme coin based around like this type of activity. Now, whether or not they are actually the ones behind the throwing of green dildos, I'm not sure that correlation can be guaranteed as true, but they certainly are taking public credit for it and like trying to take the clout for it. So I'm going to try and explain what I found, shed some light, try to keep it simple. Again, allegedly. Logan, you ready?
I am so excited. Enlighten me, please.
I should be out with my sister, like
enjoying those dildo coins instead.
I should be out with my sister. Sunshine is outside. Like, we should be like stretching and talking and like and having a picnic on our vacation. Instead, I'm in here like in a rabbit hole, like completely lost in all of this. But it is fast. It is interesting. All right. So we know for a fact that 3 dildos have made the court of WNBA games. 4 have been found. There was a 4th one in New York that didn't make it to the court. And actually, funny enough, that was the New York Liberty Dallas Wings game. I was on the call for that game. I'm so glad it didn't make it to the court. Like, I certainly wouldn't have to want to be the broadcaster. Like, all the broadcasters that have had to talk their way through this commotion, like, that's not easy either. So I was just like, oh, thank God we didn't have to deal with that nonsense. But 3 dildos, 4 found, and 1 player was hit by the dildo. And funny enough, it's Sophie Cunningham. And she literally was one of the players that last episode we pointed out that stepped up on Twitter and was like, yo, chill, you could hurt one of us. And so tongue in cheek, she kind of tweets again and she said, look, that didn't age well. So what is a meme coin? Again, not an expert here, but I have been curious enough in the crypto space that I kind of understand like conceptually what's happening here. Like, a meme coin is a type of crypto that the easiest way to think about it is it's measuring attention. Okay, so the more relevance or attention that the concept of this coin can gather, the better it is for its holders to monetize. These meme coins, which is different than like Bitcoin, right? So like separate that concept. Like a meme coin, they're highly volatile, and like most people who play with them end up losing all their money. It's like gambling. It's like a casino, right? And so there was the original token that started off, but now there's a number of copycat green dildo type tokens, and they're all riding this wave. And what's crazy or scary or just fascinating about this, there are thousands of people holding these green dildo tokens. So this is not, I mean, it's not huge, but it's also not fringe. Like, there are like thousands of people who have said, I'm going to put money into this and see where it goes.
Would this be similar to Dogecoin? Or is that a crypto?
Dogecoin is also a meme coin. Yeah, okay. You are correct. Some meme coins have like made it so mainstream and have lasted the test of time that some people hold them and they become kind of like part of the culture as like an actual crypto token with like use case. But most of them are just silly things that like come and go fast as, you know, like attention on these concepts happen. So I would separate like whatever you like. Bitcoin, it in my head is not like similar to like what a meme coin would be, right? Like, because there's, you know, scarcity around Bitcoin. There's this concept that it like holds value. It's a store of value, but that is neither here nor there. I don't want to confuse the folks at home watching if they're not crypto folks. So, and again, I'm no expert, allegedly. And so, what I also want to point out too is that this certainly doesn't represent the entire crypto community. Like, this is a group of people, like they don't represent all of crypto. And I certainly know there's certainly amazing people in the crypto space that are building real things of actual value within the space. And so this is just unfortunate. And what we're investigating today is shameful. Like, it sucks. All right. So the coin of this green dildo, one of the ways they've been able to gain attention is with the throwing of green dildos onto the courts of WNBA games. Now that it's happened 3 times, and that there's now 2 arrests out for people who have been caught doing this, and they all have been really young, like a 23-year-old, an 18-year-old. I don't know. Kind of makes me feel like they probably could be part of a crypto space, but who knows? It may, again, this group is taking credit, but we don't know if they're a part of that. But I'd be really surprised to continue to see this happening at WNBA games, because it's getting increasingly risky, right? Okay, so then remember I told you, like, a lot of this I've been hearing murmuring from like real WNBA communities, real WNBA fans. They found this conversation that happened on Spaces and screen recorded it, and like, take a listen.
We kind of like, I'm really happy that like this seems like it's going to break the mainstream, right? And then like we get to create the next wave of controversy, because to me, like, I want to move away from being so disruptive, but we have to do this so that people know what the we are and like what we're doing, right? And like, you get to pitch the mission, you get a stage that, you know, you get to go and actually explain, yo, this is what's up. This is the movement.
Right.
What?
Logan, this is the mission. This is the movement.
The movement.
Dildo throwing, y'all. Y'all getting very weird.
And the way he's like completely serious about it as well.
Yeah, Logan, the whole thing is absolutely crazy and mind-boggling, and just like, yeah, they're dead serious. And like, here's another side. Remember on the last episode of Good Follow, I talked about just the increasing misinformation memes that keep circulating about the WNBA, and like how it's centered. I mean, it's founded in mockery that continues to surround the WNBA. A number of accounts, again, big meme accounts, posted last night that the WNBA announced a no bag policy for games, so that they could discourage dildo throwing. And I haven't seen anything like that from the WNBA. But even me, who's like tapped in, I was actually a little bit confused. I was like, oh wait, did this happen? I don't know. But like, again, just so much misinformation, and it only encouraged more jokes, because you certainly don't need a bag to smuggle a dildo into a game, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Even the Atlanta one, the first time it happened, they have a clear bag policy. So there's no way that they could have just had it in a clear bag.
No, Logan. I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
Okay. Like there's other ways besides a bag to smuggle
yes.
a dildo in. Okay. So it only inspired more jokes and mockery at the expense of the W. So I'd like to just come back to the main theme after presenting my investigation results here. And it's that, again, there's this overall disrespectful and mocking attitude to the women of the WNBA. There's also an increasing number of groups that are making it confusing as you absorb the WNBA to know what is true, what is not. And again, headlines that are being created that are not at all about the game, not at all about basketball. And then, I repeat, these are hardworking women giving everything, the best of the world in their craft. It is no coincidence to me that this is happening while they are in a very public battle for pay equity, better wages, and a new, more favorable CBA. And, you know, whether or not they actually are, you know, the ones behind this or not, there is a meme coin group and culture happening that is celebrating and mocking the WNBA players and the green dildo throwing, and maybe might be behind it. You know, it's possible. And not only are they mocking them, but what's maybe more infuriating, they're monetizing that contempt and misogyny and making money off of it for all of the disdain that they hold for these women. So what I'm hoping is, like most meme coins, I'm hoping that this whole thing quickly fades to zero.
I think especially given the charges that people are picking up, like the last one, the most recent one that we saw in Phoenix, I think it was an attempt to throw it on the court. It didn't make the court, but it hit somebody who's with their 9-year-old niece. Yes. And so the charges being on top of that, like you're pretty much being charged like an offender. rightfully so in this situation because it's a 9-year-old, but the situation is getting a lot more grave than we thought it ever would, but it's good.
Yeah, for sure. It's such a stupid way to pick up like charges around sexual misconduct in public places, you know? And the charges we've seen come forth are from against two very young men, and a 23-year-old, an 18-year-old. So, you know, not high in common sense and maybe easily manipulated. But overall, like, I think that the punishment should be loud, because it's a horrible thing for our society to be diminishing the efforts of women in this way, and potentially dangerous too to their physical safety on the court.
Oh, absolutely. And y'all, coming up, we are actually going to make a little transition. We're still going to keep our tinfoil hats on, but we are breaking down the possible Sun sail to Boston. We'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Good Follow. Good Follow is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Logan, fans, viewers, listeners, welcome back to the conspiracy episode of Good Follow, our first ever. Logan, what do we have next in the conspiracy episode?
We have the Connecticut Sun situation that is starting to get out of hand. There's so many moving pieces, and I kind of want to break it down for y'all. So earlier this week, it was announced that Celtics minority owner Steve Pegluca has put in a bid to buy the Sun for $325 million and then contribute $100 million to a new practice facility. All of this would move them to Boston by 2027. And honestly, when it came out, it seemed like a pretty done deal. But fast forward to last night, former Bucks owner Mark Lasry reportedly offered $300 million to move the team to Hartford, which is pretty much down the street from where they are right now. Didn't really make sense. And with those two, the W made a statement saying, A, relocation has to go through the league and board of governors, so they pretty much have to sign off on the final one. And then B, neither Hartford or Boston submitted for expansion. So they're more inclined to deny their request and allocate the Sun to someone who has requested an expansion franchise. Now, with all that said, there is a group that is led by the Houston Rockets owner. Side note, love that these are all NBA franchises. Mm-hmm. Tillman Fertitta.
So does Kathy. Does Kathy.
Right? Pockets are deep. And willing to pay $450 million to move the Sun back to Houston. Now, Houston Comets were an absolutely iconic franchise. They kicked off the league going on a 4-peat and then very tragically dissolved in 2008. Personally, I'm a little biased. I would kind of love to see them back there. But with all this information coming out, Ros, how do you sort through the drama and every moving piece that's going on?
Yeah, there actually is quite a lot going on, and it can be confusing reading all of these like new reports that come out daily, it seems. I mean, also you have to wonder who's leaking this information, which side wants us to know that this is happening. But as of the day of the recording here, there's a new article and new reporting out from the Sports Business Journal. And I was reading through it, and basically my takeaway from everything we're hearing is, one, starts with the Mohegan Tribe, right? They have multiple offers over $300 million. They brought this team in 2003 for $10 million. So first of all, salute to them for being early investors, having a vision, being believers and builders of this league in women's basketball. And after 20 plus years, they're ready to cash out. And it's frustrating, understandably so, that it seems they don't have the agency to sell when or to who they want to. And it seems like the league, according to reports, are being resistant or discouraging or even blocking certain offers. And it's based a lot on technicalities and a lot on potentially optimizing the biggest bag possible for the league. All right. So Logan, you kind of broke it down, but just to summarize in a clear way, we know the Pegluca Group, according to reports, bid $325 million to buy the team. That money would go to the Mohegan Tribe. Then plus another $100 million to build a facility. So far in that reports, we didn't hear any money going to the WNBA, the league. There's a Lasry Group, formerly with the Milwaukee Bucks group. They have a bid in for $300 million. That money would go to the tribe and to keep the team in Connecticut and Hartford. Allegedly, according to reports, the W is saying that both of these groups did not participate in the most recent expansion submissions like the other teams did. And in response to that, there's a lot of people who are like, why would either of those groups apply for an expansion? It's not technically an expansion. Like the Lasry group, the group that wants to keep it in Hartford, Connecticut, not only is that not an expansion, it's also not a relocation. It's literally in the same state, in the same place. It's just a trade of ownership and sale. And then for Pags's group, the group that wants to move it to Boston, that's not an expansion either. That's a team that already exists, and they would want to just move it. So potentially, if anything, there might be a relocation charge. But check out why that still may not work in the Boston group's favor. There's another group. And remember, Kathy, the league has spoken. We've heard Kathy speak favorably, even though Houston didn't get in on this latest group of expansion cities. Remember, she called them out and said, said some good things about them, that it was possible they'd get in the mix. And so there's the Fertitta Houston Rockets group, who are not only willing to pay the $300 million to the tribe to buy the team. According to reports and this Sports Business Journal article, it seems like there's an undisclosed relocation fee that they would pay, which would be somewhere between 100 and 150 million. So basically, to cut the line and get in on a team right now, they'd have to pay about $450 million. So $500 million suddenly a WNBA team is worth. So we're raising valuations too. Now remember, the league makes $250 million on the expansion team. Remember, like all those teams that just came in, they're paying about $250 million, and that's a fee to the league to make an expansion. Allegedly, according to reports, a relocation fee, the league might be asking somewhere from 100 to 150 million. So according to reports, you see me trying to take care of business there, but according to reports, it kind of seems like the league feels that they could get a relocation fee for the Sun team to Houston and later get an expansion fee for putting a new team in Boston later. So the league feels they can get both. Why settle for one? You can get a relocation fee right now and then later hit up Boston for that expansion fee. And so the negative side of that is kind of for fans in some ways, in the sense like it's very possible that Connecticut loses a team and doesn't have a team for many years. And that sucks for Connecticut fans. It's like, this certainly doesn't keep the fans at the front of mind here. And Connecticut fans have long been a dedicated fan base, fertile grounds for women's basketball, devoted, supportive, and it would be punishing them. And they may have to wait years for the next opportunity to put a new team in Connecticut when that rolls around. It also feels kind of like it sucks for the Mohegan tribe, as they don't have full agency right now after putting in so much time with the league and this team. But the last thing I'll pose is this for people who are, calling it greed on the behalf of the league, is look, this is a power play. What did I say? Nice guys finish last? Like, the league is trying to optimize putting the most money in the pocket of the league. And also at the same time, it raises, valuation prices of some of these teams. It's certainly shrewd. This is money talk. This is cloth talk, okay? This is big bully style. And I see the league getting to the bag. It's not perfect, but I'm not sure it's all bad. I don't know enough though, but what do you think, Logan?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's approaching it from a business side too, where that's not really what a lot of fans are used to seeing, especially because we haven't had this much movement in past years, like within the past 10 years, other than the Valkyries coming and the other expansion teams. When have you seen it actually play out in real time? And as you said, it is about the money. They're trying to make money moves, and the valuation of everything is growing year after year. So might as well go for the biggest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure much brighter minds than mine are solving these issues, but there's so much happening and so much kind of at stake right now. So I guess we'll just keep learning how it plays out. But that's going to do it for our conspiracy episode, y'all. We are out of time. We are out of time. No, it was fun. It was fun. I'm going to take a shower and resume being a normal person on vacation in the real world and go spend some time with my sister. But Logan, it was great hanging with you, as always.
You too. Enjoy Martha's Vineyard. I'm so jealous.
Thank you. And to all of you watching, thank you. Good Follows presented by DraftKings. Thanks for pulling up. Subscribe, follow, like, comment, all the things. And we'll catch you next week.
Bye, y'all.